Please welcome again, Gordie Tapp.
Thank you very much. How are you folks out there in Teesdale? I've never worked to an audience that far away, and all those empty seats, God, that reminds me of when I was a tailor. I'll do that again. All those empty seats reminds me of when I was a tailor. I'm going to do that again. No, I'm not. It's great to be with you, and thank you very much for inviting me. I really have been amazed how this thing has developed. When they first called me, I thought, I don't know whether that'll work or not, but it sure has. And it's all because of the way you people feel about it and have expressed yourselves by being here and helping out. Give yourselves a hand, you deserve it. Oh, this is for me, thank you. Yes, I appreciate that. When you get to my age, you appreciate the opportunity to sit down. A Scotsman and his wife lived in a wee crofty, that's a small farm, and she was expecting. And she called her husband and she said, Alex, you better get the doctor. I think my time has come. So we went into town, brought the doctor back. The doctor examined her. He said, aye, you're about to become a father, Alex. I'll need hot water, so go out and cut some kindling. So we did. While he's out there, the doctor come out on the stoop and said, come quick, Alex, hold the lamp. Came and held the lamp. Baby boy was born. Oh, doctor, a fine wee bairn. We'll drink a dewars. So they both had a dewars. Now he said, I'll need more hot water. Where you go? It was only out a few minutes. The doctor come and said, come quick, Alex, hold the lamp. Came in, twins born. Oh, doctor, my family's coming to me all at once. We'll have 2 dewars. So they drank 2. Hurry up now, I need some water to clean up. It's only out a few minutes. The doctor come out and said, come quick, Alex, hold the lamp. He came out, came back in, and triplets are born. Oh, doctor, my whole family, that's marvelous all at one time. Let's have 3 dewars. So they had 3 dewars. He said, all right, get some more hot water for me. He was out a few minutes. The doctor came out and said, come quick, Alex, hold the lamp. Alex said, no, me, doctor. I think it's the light that's attracting them. I love Scottish stories, and there's no sense telling some stories that are Scottish to people who are not Scottish, that they just don't understand. And this is one of them. A couple got married in Paisley, and they moved to Edinburgh, and they got a 12th floor apartment. They called them multis, a 12th floor multi. Now he said, Margaret, you must take care of this. It's our first home. She said, I will. I'm house proud. I'm house proud. And she went out on Wednesday and didn't come back till Friday. He said, where on earth have you been? Oh, she said, I've been doing the stairs. I told you wouldn't get it. Scottish people do nothing but stairs. Right down, out onto the street, they have a white piping that it's amazing. And, well, that's the story, and I'm finished with it. An Irishman went to confession. And the priest said, what did you do? He said, I stayed with a woman. He said, did you sleep with her? He said, I don't know. I might have dozed off once or twice. The doctor said, how many times did you do this? He said, Father, I came here to confess, not to boast. The priest said, I know you're going to tell me nothing, but what was her name? He said, I'll no say. He said, was it Kate Donaher? No, Father, it wasn't. Was it Jane Droman? No, Father, it wasn't. Was it the widow Mulrooney with the wooden leg we call Hopalong Chastity? No, Father, it wasn't. I won't be telling you. Grabbed his pipe and his bicycle pump, his cap, and he ran out of the cathedral. And he met his friend, and his friend said, hey, Finnegan, you went to confession? He said, yes, I did. He said, did you tell him? He said, no, but I got 3 bloody good prospects. Yeah, I love him. I love him. An Italian was met on the street in Toronto. His friend said to him, Gino, how come you not go to night school? He said, because I don't need. Yes, you do. You come to this country, you don't know nothing. You get to get an education so you can make good living. You're dumb, you don't know nothing. He said, what do you mean I know nothing? He said, do you know who's John Diefenbaker? He said, no, who was he? He said, it was the Prime Minister. Do you know who Mr. Harper is? No, I don't care who Mr. Harper is. He said, he's the Prime Minister. You don't know nothing. Oh, he said, you think you're so smart, eh? Do you know Giuseppe Milani? He said, no, who's he? He says, that's the guy that sleeps with your wife when you go to night school. Wake up, you big stupid. I don't know. There isn't a dialect that you can't have fun with. Two Ukrainians. They're looking for mushrooms, and it's getting dark. One says, Alex, better go. You find toadstool, don't die from poison. Nah. He said, I got light. So they went to the car and they got a light, but it wouldn't work. They hit it against a tree. He said, I can tell from taste. Look, good, good, good. Ah. He said, what's the matter? He says, I got dog dirt. He said, lucky you find it. We might have stepped in it. I've got a song I'd like to do for you. I worked with the guy that recorded this, and every time he sang it, I thought, when I get to be a big star and can sing all by myself, I'm going to do it. I hope you like it. It's called Today I Started Loving You Again. I think. I hope. How can this happen to me, Blake? It's a time delay. Beautiful. Today I started loving you again, and I'm right back where I've really always been. I got over you just long enough to let my heartaches mend. And then today I started loving you again. What a fool I've been to think that I could hide all of these few million tears that I have cried. I should have known the worst was yet to come, and that all these tears, I know what it is from. Today I started loving you again. And I'm right back where I've really always been. I got over you just long enough to let my heartaches mend. And then today I started loving you again. Here's Bobby on steel guitar. Today I started loving you again, and I'm right back where I've really always been. I got over you just long enough to let my heartaches mend. And today I started loving you again. Thank you. I love that tune. I love doing it. It's a lot of fun. A family in Newfoundland moved from St. John's to Corner Brook, and they left two maiden aunts living in St. John. 9 months later, one of the boys had to come into St. John's on business, so he dropped in to see his two aunts. And they said, "Oh, Larry, it's so good to see you. We don't see the family now that you've all moved away. We had the parlour all done. We want you to go in and sit down and we'll make some sandwiches and a cup of tea." So he went in and sat down and looked, and they'd put in a chair rail and papered below and painted above and put in a cove, and it really looked nice. And he was quite impressed with it. And he looked on the piano, and there was a cup full of condoms. And he wondered, I don't know what that's, oh, well, it doesn't matter. And anyway, the aunts come in, they said, here's your tea and your sandwich. What do you think of the room? He said, "It's beautiful. You've done a wonderful job. But I have to ask you a question. The condoms on the table or on a piano over there, what are they there for?" "Oh," she said, "it's a funny story. Your sister and I, your aunt, we went to Shoppers Drug Mart, and they had a big sign in there for condoms, and it says, 'Put one of these on your organ and you won't have a communicable disease.'" And they said, "We didn't have an organ, but we had the piano, so we brought them home and we put them there, and you won't believe it. In the 6 months they've been there, neither your aunt or I have even had a cold." Pure innocence. Wonderful innocence. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been a delightful audience. I want to thank you. I would like to say that I've been selling my albums and my CDs and DVDs and stuff over there, and I have 2 books left, and if somebody will come and buy them, I'll thank you, because I don't want to carry the damn things home. Anyway, it's been wonderful being with you, and for the last few minutes, it's a little warmer where we are because we laugh together, and when you laugh, that's the most important thing in life. Laughter is relative to living. To laugh is to love. To laugh is to understand. To laugh is to forgive. If we don't laugh, we shrivel up and die. And let me tell you about a smile. It happens in a flash, yet its memory can last forever. It enriches those who receive it without impoverishing those who give it. It's a panacea for the world's ills. In the next few days, if you meet a friend who doesn't have a smile to give you, give him one of yours. For no one needs a smile more than those who have none left to give. Thank you. You've been a credit to your nation. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You hold that. You hold it. This is the hat that I wore as Cousin Clem for 50 years on television, both the United States and Canada. And I got this hat when, in the 1960s, when I was Master of Ceremonies for the Canadian National Exhibition, and Jimmy Durante was on the show, and he did a song called "Did You Ever Want to Leave and Then Want to Stay, and Then You Want to Leave," and he used this hat. And at the end of the show, it was lying on the stage, and I picked it up and I said, "What do you want done with this, Mr. Durante?" He said, "Keep it." So I said, "Keep it?" He said, "Yeah, I got a lot of them." So CBS lined it for me so it wouldn't fall apart, but I'm still using it, doing this kind of material. I was standing in front of Victoria's Secret one day, and there was an old fellow there, and he had overalls on and an old hat, and he went in the door, and I thought, uh-oh, this is going to be interesting. So I went in. The lady came over to him and said, "Can I help you?" He said, "Yeah, I want to buy a browser for my wife." And she said, "What size?" He said, "Size 13 and a half. She said, 13 and a half? I've got 20, 24, 34, 44, A, B, and C cup. I don't have 13. What would make you think it was size 13 and a half? And he took off his hat and said, "Well, one of them fits in there, and that's 6 3/4. Have a good night, friends. Thank you.
Gordie Tapp, ladies and gentlemen.